Today, we're diving into two really big innovations from Cloudways. They're built to tackle the absolute biggest challenges in web hosting. The need for some serious speed and the crazy complexity of managing it all.
So let's start with a question that probably keeps a lot of you up at night. Why do our modern websites seem to struggle so much with performance? You build this amazing dynamic site, but the second it gets a little pressure, it just slows down. What is really going on?
Does any of this look familiar? I bet it does. We're talking about those back-end tasks that take forever, a WordPress admin panel that feels like you're moving through quicksand, and that heart-stopping moment when a traffic spike just brings your site to its knees. And the result is always the same. You get frustrated users, and that hits your bottom line hard.
And here's the real issue. Our websites aren't just simple pages anymore, right? They're complex, transactional machines running e-commerce stores, online courses, you name it. But the hosting architecture underneath them, a lot of it just hasn't kept up. It was designed for a much simpler, more static web, and that creates a huge mismatch. Fixing this isn't about a simple patch or a quick fix. It means completely rebuilding the foundation. And that is exactly what Cloudways did with their first big innovation, the Lightning Stack. Okay, so this is a massive shift. The old way of doing things was based on Apache, which was great for compatibility, but it really hit a ceiling with modern websites. The new Lightning Stack, it's built on Nginx and PHP-FPM, and it's engineered for one thing and one thing only: performance. Think of it like this. The old stack is like a restaurant where every table needs its own waiter. It works until you get busy. The new stack is like having one incredibly fast super waiter who can handle orders from tons of tables all at once without ever getting flustered. It's a fundamental move from just making things work to making them fly. So, to put it simply, the Lightning Stack is a complete overhaul. It's not some small tweak. It's designed from the ground up to make your site faster, more scalable, and way more stable, especially when traffic gets crazy. And the best part? It's a totally free upgrade for all Cloudways users.
Of course, making big claims is easy. But what about the data? Well, Cloudways didn't just say it was faster. They had it independently benchmarked by Cadra.io to prove it.
So let's start with a headline number, right? Up to 65% faster response times. And let's be clear, we're not just talking about loading a simple cached page. This is for the hard stuff, those dynamic, database-heavy actions that usually make a site feel slow. This isn't just a small speed bump. It's a huge leap in how your site handles real users doing real things. Now, for anyone running an e-commerce site, this is a total game changer. The stack can handle up to 58% more successful checkouts. Think about a Black Friday sale. That means more sales going through smoothly and way fewer people abandoning their carts because the site got bogged down. And it's not just about selling things. If you're running something like an online school on LearnDash, the platform can manage up to 85% more activity, like students clicking through lessons without even breaking a sweat. And here's the kicker. From the independent report itself, Coder.io confirmed it. Even when you can't rely on caching, the Lightning Stack just performs better for the kind of stuff modern websites do. And having that third-party validation, that's everything. Okay, so speed is a huge piece of the puzzle. But what about the other big problem? I'm talking about the sheer amount of time and expertise it takes to manage a server and fix things when they inevitably go wrong. Let's be honest. Nobody enjoys digging through server logs or spending hours debugging some mysterious issue. It's a massive productivity killer that pulls you away from what you should be doing, building awesome websites, and forces you to become a server admin you never wanted to be. And that's where the second big innovation comes into play, Cloudways Copilot. The best way to think about it is like having an expert AI engineer watching your server 24/7. It doesn't just send you an alert when something's wrong, it figures out the root cause, tells you it's happening, and often it can fix the problem for you with just a single click. So, how does it all work? Well, first, the AI is constantly monitoring everything on your server. The second it spots a problem, it runs a root cause analysis, which is something that would take a person a ton of time. Then it gives you a simple, clear explanation of the issue and the option to fix it instantly with its SmartFix feature. Simple as that. The real magic here is how it just crushes the time it takes to fix things. What used to be a frantic, hours-long fire drill now becomes a calm, simple task that takes just a few minutes. Just look at the difference. The old way was all about manual log checks, guesswork, hours of Googling, and finally, a panicked support ticket. Copilot just replaces that entire nightmare with instant analytics and AI diagnosis and one-click resolutions. It's a completely different world. And the results are pretty staggering. On average, you can resolve issues 4 times faster. That's a 75% reduction in the time you spend troubleshooting. Just think for a second what you could do with all that time back.
And this isn't just theoretical. This quote from a real agency owner managing over 180 sites says it all. Copilot saved his team 15 hours in just 1 month. That's not just a nice little convenience. That's a serious boost to their business's productivity and, frankly, their sanity.
So, let's tie these two incredible innovations together. What does this really mean for you? Well, it's about giving you a genuine advantage.
Here it is, plain and simple. The Lightning Stack gives you the raw horsepower your site needs to perform at its best. Then, the AI Copilot acts as your intelligent engineer, making all that power incredibly easy to manage. And the result of that combination? You get your most valuable resource back, your time.
And that really leaves us with one last big question. Just imagine for a moment that hosting performance and server maintenance were things you just never had to worry about again. What would you build? How much faster could you grow your business? What could you really achieve?